As a part of the nationwide crackdown against Popular Front of India, even in Northeast India, there has been several arrests in Assam as well as in Manipur. To know more about how Popular Front of India PFI was working in Assam and the rest of Northeast, we are now joined by senior journalist, author Rajeev Bhattacharyya. Mr. Bhattacharyya, you have been somebody in the Northeast who has been following different groups, and you have written extensively on the PFI. You have travelled to their bases. Tell us about the PFI as an organization. How did it develop its network in Assam and rest of Northeast?
Well, PFI was a very disciplined organization with committed cadres. Somewhat similar to other groups, among other religious groups, organizations, very committed. Now, initially when PFI launched the chapter in Assam, their strategy was very different. They focused on health and education. There was a program called School Chalo program. They identified certain areas where literacy rate was very low among Bengal origin Muslims. Then they also raised awareness about health issues. They organized programs, convocations. It was a very silent program because if you have a look at their activities before 2019, there were hardly any reports in the local media. We never knew, that PFI was expanding rapidly. Very few people knew about that. Now, 2019 was the Watershed. In 2019, during the Anti-CAA agitation in Assam, PFI suddenly became very aggressive. In December, if you remember, all over Assam, in many parts of the Northeast, there was massive unrest. And in Assam, especially in Guwahati, PFI assumed a very aggressive stance. And 2 people were arrested there, including then President Aminul Haq, who has been arrested yesterday also. Now, what led to the change of this strategy is very difficult to say right at the moment. Now, some middle-rank functionaries of PFI, they claim that there were instructions from the High Command in Delhi and Kerala, but that is unconfirmed. So there was a sudden change of strategy from 2019 onwards till date. They were overtly anti-government, or rather we would say anti-BJP, which is what has been mentioned in the press release issued by Assam police yesterday. So there was a sudden change of strategy. This is very interesting.
You're talking about the sudden change of strategy. If you look at the press release as well that Assam police has given out, they talk about trying to stop government employees forcefully in their work, trying to spread hatred about government and the government programs. These are some of the charges. Now, in a very interesting way, Assam police has taken custody of the people who were arrested in the joint operations. If you look at PFI activity down south, particularly Kerala, Karnataka, 2 strongholds, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh region, there have been at times media reports of PFI, particularly in Karnataka, of having links with radical groups like Indian Mujahideens. For that matter of fact, there have been media reports. What about PFI in the Northeast? Because of late in Assam, the police has been claiming that AQIS modules have been busted. How has been PFI's role in northeastern Assam, also spreading its cadre base in Manipur? Because there was a time in Assam that within half a decade PFI had as much as 20,000 active cadres in Assam and Northeast.
In fact, when I was invited to their annual foundation day in 2019 in Buxa district, I interviewed the former president Aminul Haq, who was arrested yesterday. There he mentioned certain aspects of their strategies. There he mentioned, and some other PFI leaders also mentioned about the fact that PFI has been focusing on Manipur. So now we know that there has been a raid in Manipur. Now, if you look at the strategy of PFI in Assam, it has been also very different from the strategies followed in Karnataka or Kerala, where PFI has been very aggressive. In Assam, as I have said, it has been very peaceful. I went to a chore. Perhaps in 2 years back, it's called Ravanor Chor. Now from the river
Which district?
This is Borpeta district. Now from the river bank, it takes you 1 hour by boat to reach that place. There PFI had established a school, and when I reached there, I had gone there to see the school. When I went there, I saw that the locals told me that the PFI had removed the school because there was danger of erosion. The school would have been washed away. So you see, PFI in the northeast, they were identifying all the places, places of Muslim origin, obviously. But in Assam, if you have a look, they were able to spread base only among Bengal origin Muslims. I asked some PFI people this question: why have you not been able to strike roots among Indian origin Muslims in Assam and the indigenous Muslims in Assam? So obviously there was no clear answer. So their strategy, they knew where to focus upon. They knew where to draw mileage. They had identified the zones. And they were working very silently, somewhat similar to what the Maoists do. So in a way, a strategy that was seen in southern Thailand and in Rakhine state of Myanmar among the Rohingya, the militant outfits among the Rohingya, a rightist group adopting leftist tactics. This first started in southern Thailand. So this is a very interesting strategy that is also seen in India now. BJP has been very vocal about the fact, even our chief minister, even Assam's chief minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma has openly said we don't need votes from Bengal origin Muslims. So PFI, as I said, has been able to strike roots only in certain zones inhabited by Bengal origin Muslims. PFI would have been a threat to the Congress. PFI would have been a threat to the AIUDF in Assam, not to the BJP. Well, PFI, probably BJP's crackdown is also because of the fact that there are certain zones in Assam, say in central Assam, if not in Borpeta, there are places in certain central Assam, very remote, where it's rather security agencies and the police, they say that this is not a safe zone. So probably the government didn't want such more zones to develop. Similar to what happened in southern Thailand. Many people would come, they would raise protests, come out in processions. Okay, it's the same thing, the rightist groups adopting leftist tactics, mass mobilization. So there was the danger.
One last thing, among the 10 arrested is one PFI member who is also a member of AIUDF, one of the key opposition party. So how do you see, is there a sense that they were trying to infiltrate political parties?
Very difficult to say, because I spoke to that person after he joined AIUDF, after he contested the elections, BTAD elections from Mathanguri. I know him very well. Now when I asked him, so he told me that now I am a full-time member of AIUDF. I am no longer associated with PFI. This is what he told me. So what was their strategy? One has to understand one thing, that PFI, it was very difficult for journalists to get access to the PFI leadership. It was very difficult. They wouldn't really talk to journalists. Of late, some people in the Hattigaon office in Guwahati, they were entertaining journalists, they were talking to journalists. Otherwise, there were some leaders. We have been hearing about a leader in Goalpara. Okay, I think Outlook had done a story on him or somewhere, if I'm not wrong. But it was very difficult to talk to him. It was very difficult to get access to him. I've been trying for a long time, but I could not. So it's very difficult to say what was actually, because some middle rank functionaries, one or two, I have spoken to them, they themselves didn't know what was happening at the top. I asked them, why does change of strategy? They didn't know anything. It was all a guesswork. So it is very murky actually. It's not known, because before 2019 we could see what was happening. After 2019, sudden change. What led to the change? Okay, it's very difficult to say.